This is the Teddybear Man. He is a convicted child predator, currently living in the Philippines. Why is he called the Teddybear Man? And why is thousands of people donating money to him? It all sounds strange, so today we are finding out why this predator is getting $500,000 and counting. So this is the man known as the Teddybear Man. His real name is Jan Egil Granfoss and was born in Norway 61 years ago. Although born in Norway, he lives today in what he refers to as a slum located in the outskirts of Cebu City in the Philippines, a place called Cordova. And he has a huge problem. He is trying to get back to Norway, but is stuck there with his young wife and son. But his health is getting worse, and he fears he might not even be able to make it home. So why are we hearing about this guy's problems?
It's very difficult, very hard.
Well, in the last week he's been getting a lot of attention due to a TV documentary that was released. But why is a TV documentary about a child molester getting any kinds of sympathy and donations? By first glance and not knowing the entire story, it is easy for the viewers to become sympathetic. We are being told a story of a man that has had a hard and unfair life. There is little doubt that he has had a rough childhood, being turned over to Child Protective Services at the age of 3 years old and growing up suffering from bullying and abuse. And when he was 20 years old, he was in a motorcycle accident. Now, this did land him a generous welfare package from the Norwegian government, securing him financially for life. And with this money, he was able to take up a hobby, which included fixing cars in his garage. And the neighborhood kids got curious and started hanging around. And this is where it gets dark. In his garage and in his cars, he committed sexual assault against numerous children between the ages of 6 to 10 years old. This went on for a while until the police finally caught up with him. And the victims seemed to finally be getting the justice they deserve. But the Teddybear Man had an excuse. He was claiming that the children, all interviewed separately by the police, was conspiring against him. Whilst you might think this sounds incredible that anyone would even consider such an allegation, especially since we are talking about small children,
yes,
the Norwegian justice system seems to be hearing him out and decides to go lenient. Yes, they found him guilty, but to everyone's surprise, he only received a slap on the wrist with a short, suspended sentence. No prison time at all. Fast forward to 2012, and the Teddybear Man has decided to leave the country.
He's spending too much money to come here because I saw him and I am afraid. Oh my God.
Was it because he was a big man?
Yes, because he's a big, and then I'm afraid because I am very small.
He stated that one of the reasons for fleeing Norway was because the Child Protective Services started receiving reports from concerned people regarding his son. And where did he decide to go? The Philippines, which might seem strange to move halfway around the world. And at the time he moved there, the age of consent was as low as 12 years old. He quickly became known for always carrying around a teddy bear. He claims that his teddy bear has been with him his whole life, but moving to the Philippines was the start of the troubles he is currently facing. Do you remember that sweet care package he got from the government? Well, by moving out of Norway, he lost it. He claimed he did not understand the rules. In Norway, you have to be a resident of the country to be receiving benefits. But looking closer at the official documentation, there is no doubt he intended to leave the country for good. During the last decade since losing the payment documents, he has been emailing the Norwegian government non-stop, claiming he has sent over 9,000 emails trying to get his money back. He even sent a letter to the King of Norway. Some of the emails has been very aggressive, some to the point of making death threats against government officials. So for me as a digital forensics investigator, this paints a very dark story. He's not the only person in the world who struggles financially. So why is thousands of people donating money to him? Fast forward to 2020, and the Philippines has decided to fight back against sexual abuse. They implement a new law stating that the age of consent has to be 16 years old. Now the Teddybear Man starts to become desperate to come back to Norway. Problem is, he still has no money. So far his emails have not resulted in any kind of financial support. But then he gets in contact with a journalist by the name of Tore Strømøy. Now, Tore is a renowned journalist and a household name in Norway, mostly known for making sentimental real-life stories for television. He decides to take his case and make a documentary about the Teddybear Man's journey and struggles. He spends almost 3 years making it, and last week the 4-part TV series came out. But there is a problem. The documentary does not mention any of the victims, or even that he is a convicted child molester. The audience only learns that he is a poor 61-year-old man that just happens to move to the Philippines. Claiming he did not understand the complex regulations of Norway, they took his payments away and now he's stuck in a foreign country. And when they add to the story that he was bullied and abused as a child, there was not a dry eye in the entire nation of Norway. People set up donation pages and the support came flooding in. And at the making of this video, donations has reached upwards of $500,000. It didn't stop there. Stories started to come out in support of the man, and Norwegian journalists are pointing fingers at government officials asking how could this happen to this poor old man. But not everyone is on board with the sympathy. Organizations that fights child abuse started speaking out.
Du har unnlatt å fortelle det som du egentlig skulle fortelle, at han dømt for seksualovergrep, og at han ikke måtte I fengsel. Det droppet du.
And so did the victims, stating that being ignored and silenced feels like a second violation.
Hun reagerer på at det som ble presentert som hele historien til Jan Egil ikke omhandler det straffbare han gjorde mot henne.
And what about the money? It has yet to be paid out due to the controversy. If you want to find out how this ends, subscribe to my channel and I'll see you on the next one.